Okay, thought I'd share this flower with you. It's one that I've been working on here. Done it many times on this saddle that you've probably seen me work on, and kind of got it pretty well dialed in. So anyway, starting out, what I did was I laid down a main construction line. All of these flowers are, well, let me show you what I'm kind of referencing here. So you can see main construction line going up through there, and this flower's got movement, doesn't it? So we're gonna see if we can't keep that movement going with that same construction line kind of running through there. So let's see, swivel knife, here we go. Get the Chuck Smith knife. Nice thing about something this small, of course, you can move the leather around to suit me. Not always possible, or convenient, I should say. So doing, once again, what we call a push and twist, going into these areas. I'm pushing down and twisting at the same time. It's kind of a pressure and release kind of a deal. That even though the depth of these lines is varying depending on what's going to be undercut and what is not. So yeah, let's see. So got this F916 that's been modified. I know I've been promising to show some tool mods. I actually have one of these bought from my friend Jim Linnell, and started doing a little modification and started to get ready to film, and holy cow, it's a lot harder metal. Gonna have to break out the heavy artillery to get it to show you, get it chucked up in the vise here. Get after it with my files and stuff. So, but that I sure use that an awful lot. And you may have noticed, I've shown you this before. One of the keys, I think, is to come in heavy, and then you track out of there to the side. Heavy, and then track out of there to the side. And to give it a little bit of a crosshatch effect here, this is a tool that has not been modified. This is a Horseshoe brand, Jeremiah Watt, one of the few I have. It's got the cross-lined kind of a thumbprint, I think is shader, what they call that these days. So I've got that center, and all this is a nondescript, no name little cedar with no shoulder that I've been using quite a bit. Give these flower centers a little bit more of an organic feel rather than a single strike of the tool. Just go around there in a circle. This is a tool that I made from an old craft tool bar grounder, and I just ground it down to one seed. So usually this is something right here that I do right off the bat, but smooth beveler in some of those areas like that. Now that, and the progression of all of this is all worked out. So I do this first, this little pedal stop, so that I can come in with my beveler and come into that pedal stop and not have the end of the tool showing up here as an impression. So I'll just bevel into that, and that gives me a nice smooth treatment going right into each one of those pedal stops. Got this Bob Beard checkered beveler that's been my go-to for several years now. The idea is to track around there slow enough that you don't make any tracks, no individual tool marks, but fast enough. Of course, you need to be as efficient as possible too. So did what I could there, flip it around, finish beveling here. Once again, I have no downward pressure when I bevel like this. My left hand is just placing the tool and having it ready for the next strike of the maul here. Okay. This line shader, what is it? I don't think I've modified this one. That is a P368, looks like. And I shade not with one size fits all. I'm shading where the area is appropriate to the tool size. Looking for the bigger areas where this end of the tool kind of fits in there. And this is another line shader. This one I made. Just shaped it into a small shader, and then with checkering file was able to come in and lay some lines down. Okay, what am I doing here? So I'm tipping it kind of back on the large end and just tracking it around where that's going to be undercut. So it's kind of creating a bit of a rim around the perimeter of the pedal. Just another way of shading. I'll track out of that those little smaller lobes right there, and then just slowly track around each of those little areas where it's going to be undercut. Tipping the tool enough that you don't want the pointed end of the tool to be making an impression. It's got to be tipped enough so that that doesn't happen. Yeah, I got a couple of little turnbacks here. I come in with a really tiny shader, one that I made, I'm sure, very, very small. And we're ready for an undercut beveler. And once again, you choose the undercut beveler that is appropriate. See how small it is right there? I'm using a smaller undercut beveler for that area right there. One size does not fit all. So try to pay attention to which sizes fit which areas. So this is that little pie-shaped tool you've probably seen me use before. Made out of a kind of a triangular shape tool. I think it had lines in it. I just took the lines out and smoothed it up. Okay. And trying something a little different on shading. I have been with this bar grinding, I should say. Have been kind of fanning that, but not really happy with how that looks. So what I've done is run the point in and then pivot. Makes for a little bit different look here, one that I'm a little happier with. See how that feathers out a little bit better? So there's enough texture in this. I just don't feel any pressure at all to do any swivel cuts on this. Person could, but it just, I think, tends to clutter things up a little bit. So I've got what would be a stem coming in here, and in following the contour of that main construction line, and it picks it up with that leaf and that turnback right there. So this leaf has got some expression to it. So there you have it.